Everyone, can we talk about something real for a second? Last week, I was at this study group with my friends, and Sarah chugged a Red Bull at like 9 p.m. By 11, she was literally bouncing off the walls, talking about quantum physics like she discovered the meaning of life. But then I started thinking, what's actually happening inside our bodies? When we drink one of these things, like minute by minute, what's going on? Because the science behind it is actually wild, and some of it might surprise you. So I went down this research rabbit hole, and what I found is that Red Bull doesn't just randomly give you energy. There's this whole fascinating timeline of what happens in your body, and it's like watching a perfectly choreographed dance between your cardiovascular system, your brain, and your metabolism. We're talking about measurable changes in your heart rate, blood pressure, brain activity, and even how your body processes sugar. And the timing? It's so precise it's almost scary. So buckle up, because we're about to take a journey through your body, Red Bull style, and trust me, by the end of this, you'll never look at that blue can the same way again. Okay, so you've just taken that first sip. What's happening? Start to 10 minutes. The absorption phase. First, that Red Bull hits your stomach. Now, here's something interesting. Red Bull is designed to be absorbed quickly. The combination of caffeine, sugar, and those other ingredients starts getting processed immediately. The sugar hits your bloodstream first. We're talking about 27 grams of sugar in that 8.4-ounce can, and studies show that blood glucose levels significantly increase after Red Bull consumption. Your pancreas immediately starts pumping out insulin to deal with that sugar rush. Meanwhile, the caffeine, all 80 milligrams of it, is making its way through your liver. And here's where it gets interesting. Your liver starts breaking down the caffeine, but it's not working alone. That taurine we talked about in the last video, it's starting to interact with the caffeine in ways that scientists are still studying. 15 to 30 minutes. The buildup. This is where things start getting real. The energy-boosting effects reach their peak approximately 30 to 60 minutes after consumption, with the energy boost peaking within the first 30 to 60 minutes. But even before you hit that peak, your body's already changing. Your heart rate starts to increase, your blood pressure begins to rise, and your brain is getting more alert. It's like your body is gearing up for something big. The caffeine is crossing your blood-brain barrier now, blocking those adenosine receptors that normally make you feel tired. It's literally preventing your brain from getting the "I'm sleepy" signal. But it's not just the caffeine doing the work. The taurine is acting as a neurotransmitter, potentially enhancing the effects. And here's something most people don't realize. Plasma catecholamine levels significantly increase after Red Bull consumption. Catecholamines are your body's stress hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline. So Red Bull is literally triggering your body's fight or flight response. The peak experience 30 to 60 minutes. This is it, peak Red Bull time. Most people experience peak energy levels around 30 to 60 minutes after drinking Red Bull. Your cardiovascular system is in full swing now. Studies show Red Bull increases systolic blood pressure by about 7 to 10 millimeter mercury, diastolic blood pressure by about 4 to 7 millimeter mercury, and heart rate by 7 to 20 beats per minute. That might not sound like much, but it's actually a significant cardiovascular load. Your brain is firing on all cylinders. Research shows that taurine and caffeine-containing drinks stimulate cognitive performance and well-being. You're more alert, more focused, and probably feeling like you could conquer the world. Your muscles are getting more blood flow, your reaction times are improved, and studies on healthy volunteers show improved driving performance and reduced driver sleepiness at this stage. But here's the thing that really got me. Red Bull decreases cerebral blood flow velocity by about 7 centimeters per second. So while you feel more alert, there's actually less blood flowing to your brain. It's like your brain is working harder with less fuel. The plot twists. Now, this is where it gets really interesting from a scientific perspective. The combination of caffeine and taurine causes a significant decline in heart rate in some people, while simultaneously increasing blood pressure. Wait, what? Your heart rate can go down, while your blood pressure goes up? That sounds contradictory, right? Here's what's happening. Red Bull elevates blood pressure through different hemodynamic pathways than caffeine alone. It's not just about the caffeine. It's about how all these ingredients work together in ways we're still figuring out. These increases in heart rate and blood pressure can last within 90 minutes and up to 24 hours after consumption. 24 hours! That's way longer than you actually feel energized. The gradual decline, 2 to 4 hours. The energy surge lasts for 3 to 4 hours before gradually subsiding, with effects typically lasting around 2 to 4 hours. Here's what's happening as you start coming down. Your blood sugar, which spiked earlier, is now being managed by all that insulin your pancreas released. If you're not eating anything else, you might start feeling a bit sluggish as your blood sugar normalizes. Your liver is still processing that caffeine. Caffeine has a half-life of about 3 to 5 hours, so even when you're not feeling energized anymore, there's still caffeine in your system. This is where some people experience what we call the crash. It's not necessarily from the Red Bull itself, but from your body's natural response to the earlier stimulation. Your adenosine receptors, which were blocked by caffeine, are now extra sensitive, making you feel more tired than you would have without the Red Bull. Why everyone reacts differently? Here's something super important. The effects depend on individual factors, such as metabolism, weight, and caffeine tolerance. If you're someone who drinks coffee regularly, you might barely feel Red Bull's effects. But if you're caffeine sensitive like my friend Emma, might have you feeling jittery for hours. People with faster metabolisms may experience shorter lasting effects, while regular caffeine consumers might need more to feel the same boost. Body weight matters too. All those studies I mentioned, they're usually done on average-sized adults. If you're smaller, you might feel more intense effects. If you're larger, you might need more to feel anything. What happens next? So we've covered the first few hours, but what about the rest of the day? Even after you stop feeling energized, that caffeine is still in your system. It can affect your sleep quality even if you don't feel wired. This is why having Red Bull after 2 p.m. might mess with your sleep, even if you feel fine. Red Bull is also a diuretic, meaning it can make you pee more. So you might notice you're getting thirsty or need bathroom breaks more frequently. And here's something fascinating. Long-term consumption of energy drinks can induce biochemical and ultrastructural alterations in the heart muscle. This doesn't mean occasional use is dangerous, but it shows our bodies do adapt to regular energy drink consumption. The bottom line. So what does all this mean for you? For most healthy adults, occasional Red Bull consumption isn't necessarily problematic, but it could worsen heart health and be life-threatening in individuals with pre-existing high blood pressure or heart disease. The research is pretty clear. Red Bull has measurable, significant effects on your cardiovascular system, your brain, and your metabolism. These aren't just feelings, they're actual physiological changes happening in your body. Excessive consumption may induce mild to moderate euphoria, but can also cause agitation, anxiety, irritability, and insomnia. So that feeling of being wired isn't just in your head. It's your body's real response to these ingredients. So there you have it, the complete timeline of what happens when you drink Red Bull. From that first sip to 24 hours later, your body is on quite the journey. Sugar spike, caffeine absorption, cardiovascular changes, peak energy, gradual decline, and potential sleep disruption. It's like a whole adventure happening inside you. The science is fascinating, but the most important thing is understanding what's happening so you can make informed choices about when and how much to consume. What surprised you most about Red Bull's effects? Have you noticed any of these changes in your own body? Drop a comment below. I love hearing about your experiences. And hey, if you want to know how to drink Red Bull responsibly and minimize any negative effects, make sure you're subscribed, because that's exactly what we're covering next week. I've got some science-backed tips that might surprise you. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.